My name is Rocky Collins.
My name is Mike Evans.
I'm from Houston, Texas.
My name is Brandon Brown.
I am from Detroit, Michigan.
My name is Jasmine Rockmore, and I am the producer of Transplant the Transformation.
So I'm from Memphis, Tennessee, born and raised. Memphis is a beautiful, town, city, great people, great culture. I honestly feel like Memphis is like Wakanda, you know what I'm saying? Like, we got so much uniqueness. I feel we got from our dance styles, the way we talk, the way we clown people, you know what I'm saying? It's just like super dope. So I just would describe Memphis as like the dopest place to be from, you know what I'm saying?
I'm from Sacramento, California, Northern Cali. Northern California is like super chill. It's a place where I feel like the coolest people in California come from Northern California. Like, I mean, no shade to Southern California people, but if you meet people that are from California and you like, man, they real down to earth, they real cool, and you ask them where they're from, they're more than likely from like the Bay or from Sacramento or Fresno or Stockton or somewhere. or somewhere. But we're just cool people, like to have fun, tell it like it is, but are still loving, and loyalty is like real important to those of us from Northern California.
I'm from Houston, Texas. I grew up I was in Fort Bend, which is Mo City, but I went to school in Houston. And the area that I grew up in was pretty good. It was like the suburbs, the black suburbs. So it was really nice. It wasn't nothing that was too like rough around the edges.
So I'm from Camden, New Jersey, which is in South Jersey, right across the bridge from Philadelphia, about 5 minutes. It is also known as one of the most dangerous cities in America, so it kind of has like that stigma to it. It's more gentrified now, but when I grew up there, it was definitely a lot of like rundown places, just too many people, and people separated by like hoods and territories and all that good kind of stuff. But it was one of those areas where crime is kind of like normalized, right? So like my grandmom lived on the corner, and there was always balloons and candles and visuals and all that sort of things, like by our street sign because somebody got killed this month or somebody got killed last month, and his stuff is still here and it'll be there until the next person has it. Even the little things, I remember, shoes being over the power lines, like tied up when they just like throw somebody's shoes up there. So it was like very much so that sort of neighborhood. But I mean, I love my city. It made me who I am. It's cool. I think I'm fortunate that my dad raised me the way he did, that I was able to get out, because a lot of my friends didn't.
Well, I'm from a neighborhood that's it was like middle class, more working parents. A lot of people I grew up, families were from other neighborhoods, more prominently like North Philadelphia, South Philadelphia. So Southwest was kind of like a place where a lot of people, family had moved to at the time when I was growing up. And it was like a neighborhood, like we was all outside. I grew up with a lot of people who we had like crazy memories. Like we just got to do a lot of stuff at like ages that you wasn't able to do in Philadelphia at the time, more as an effect of be able to have the freedom to play or to go outside a little bit at times. But it was still like around an environment that you was normally used to in Philadelphia. It's like a lot around, a lot of drugs, stuff like that. But those environments was like a little bit away, so we kind of had like a little cluster spot that was a little safe haven at times.
Hey, I am from Philadelphia, the place of like cheesesteaks, tasty cakes, water ice, like all the good food. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Will Smith, like all the popular people like Jill Scott, all that stuff. So Philly is like really known for food, for music, and yeah, Philly is just a dope place to be from.
So I was born in Jamaica. St. Anne, Jamaica, and I left Jamaica when I was about 5 years old. My mom
moved to Florida, West Palm Beach, Florida, when I was around 2 years old. And she filed for me and my sister and my brother. And then we came up to West Palm Beach. Now, West Palm Beach is a mixture of people. It's typically known as like the retirement area, but also Palm Beach County is hood as fuck. I cuss a lot. It's hood as fuck. So, you know, I grew up like somewhere in the midst of hood and white folks.
I am from Philadelphia, born and raised. I grew up in like the Northeast area, up by Bustleton. As I got older, we moved like Cottman and Torresdale area, and then I also lived in Southwest on 54th and Chester. And I also lived on 69th and Elmwood. So those are basically the two places I grew up in Philly.
I'm from South Carolina. I grew up in the suburbs, nice city. My parents are pastors, they're working people, have brothers and a sister. So life is really cool, interesting, really simple growing up.
I didn't decide to do music. Music chose me to do it. I found out when I went home for Christmas, my cousin Dee Dee, she used to babysit me all the time. She said when I was still in my mom's womb, that when music would come on, I would start kicking to the tempo of the song. Like it would. I was like, no way. And she was like, if it was a beat, she said I would kick on the beat. I was like, nah, I don't believe that. But she said it's true. And I was like, wow. So that would explain a lot too, because I can't help it. Like if I hear something, I'm gonna hear a song, like any type of sound, I can make a song out of it.
So I feel like my love for music stems from my mom, definitely, because my father passed away when I was 6 months old. But my mom, she was big on music. She loved music. I grew up with her and my grandma in the household mostly. So like every Sunday they would have like the reggae going and all that stuff. So that's where my love for music came from. I'm also an only child on my mother's side. On my father's side, I have a brother and a sister. But on my mom's side, it was just me. So I spent a lot of time by myself, and I used to be like radio all day. Like I used to be listening to radio all day. I used to have my little cassette put in there, recording songs when I used to like hear them, like the songs that I like. And I also used to like write the lyrics out from the song, so I'll listen to them and just write the lyrics so I could learn them and sing them in my mirror and all that stuff. So that's where the love for it really came from. It was just something natural, I guess, something innate. Like being an only child, I got into a lot of things. So I sang, I danced, I ran track, I played ball, I drew. Like I did everything, but like music was always like that thing for me.
I knew I wanted to sing. My mom said I came out of the womb singing. Like I remember like singing around the house with her, like learning theme songs to, sitcoms we used to watch and stuff like that. I grew up singing in church, and I think I was in high school when I started playing the piano. Like one Saturday we was at a rehearsal, and the musician didn't show up, so I just kind of went over there and started playing a little bit. And my dad was like, "Oh, okay, you're gonna start playing on Sunday." So then I started learning the piano. I started taking music seriously in high school. That's when I started like learning about different musicians and people that really inspired me to start writing and expressing myself. When I was in college, I started writing more songs, and I recorded an album just as a way of expression. I wanted to like put my songs out there, and that was in 2011. And from then, I've just been like growing and trying to spread my sound and my creativity as an artist, and just been recording since then.
It kind of like snuck up on me. I was always a fan of music, you know what I'm saying? Like, started back like, I would say maybe in the second grade, maybe. Just hearing the music on the radio, I always wanted to I guess you say, make beats on the desk. So I guess you could say at a young age, like maybe like 7, 8, I knew I wanted to at least produce. And I was producing on the desk, you know what I'm saying? Like I would go to school and the homies be like, oh, I heard you could do the new the Pharrell beat. Let me hear it. And I just, you know what I'm saying? So I'd be doing that and it just grew from there to get into actually getting to produce on the program or whatever. So, young age, 7.
I wanted to act since I was 5. My dad had got like a video recorder for my grandmom and my grandfather as a gift. And he would take it and record me and have me doing like entertaining things. Like he gave me this like karaoke machine and would have me singing Hit the Road Jack. I think since my voice wasn't that great, he started having me do other stuff. So like I just started acting out stuff. And then like when I got older, I had my mom buy me like a video recorder because my dad actually gave me that recorder, but it was outdated. So I needed something that was like more like modern. So I got a new video recorder, and then I just started videotaping stuff with my brother, my cousin, and we just started making our own little films. And I was about like 12 at that time, and I was really like into acting at that time. I was just like, if I could create my own films, I could probably do the real deal. So I would look for like open casting calls and stuff like that, and would just have my mom take me to them. And yeah, so that's basically where it started with my dad.
I had been singing since I was like 8. One day I was at home after school. It was like, I think I was like 8 years old. Yeah, 8 years old, like in 3rd grade. And I was singing I Had a Vision of Love, and I was like standing like this close to the wall and singing the song. My mom comes in the room and she's like, what you doing? Do you want to learn how to sing? And I was like, yeah, you know, so she like started teaching me how to sing. I started singing in church and talent shows and stuff like that. And then like dancing, you know, it was like you can't sing and not be able to dance. So like I learned how to dance, and I was in drill team. So I always had like a performance-driven life, like doing, you know, talent shows and stuff like that. And then when I was in 6th grade, I auditioned for Beauty and the Beast. We did like, we basically just lip sync to the entire like cast recording or whatever of Beauty and the Beast. So I auditioned, I did a poem, and I got cast as Belle in Beauty and the Beast. So I was Belle in Beauty and the Beast. So that was my first, I guess, like acting thing I did in 6th grade, but the bug hadn't really like caught me or whatever. I was still like singing and dancing and stuff like that. So then I got to college and I'm like, oh, I'll take a theater class for fun, you know, so I can have an outlet. I was a psychology major. And so I took this beginning theater class, and like I think after like the 2nd week, my professor was like, have you thought about being a theater major? And I was like, no. And she's like, well, you should think about it. You have like a knack for it, you know, very natural. And I was like, oh, okay, you know. I was like, well, I'm a psychology major. I could maybe be a minor. She's like, no, you should be a major. And I was like, okay, well, I'll think about it. And she's like, well, there's this play going on. You should audition for it. And I did, and I ended up getting a lead role in the play. And then going through that whole process of the play, rehearsal, and, you know, all of that, I just fell in love with acting and the process, and I decided to change my major. So I guess I was 18 or 19 when the bug finally bit me.